Welcome one, welcome all, and welcome to the finale. This is it. This is the one where you're going to take the championship home here for these gladiators here in Brazil, in Autódromo Carlos Pace and Interlagos, one of my favourite tracks, one of James's favourite tracks. I'm not sure if it's one of Jim's favourite tracks, but certainly it may be a favourite track of one of these drivers or two of these drivers in the different splits to take the championship tonight. I'm Dean Hopton Beagles, and with me is the man from Texas. Everything's bigger and better, Mr. Jim Cunningham. How are you?
Good, man. Good to be back working with you. We hadn't worked together in a little while.
That is correct, sir. We're going to have some fun around Interlagos. How do you find this track as the drivers are about to do their qualifying session?
I love Interlagos. My first take on it was when I first got into iRacing and stuff. I didn't understand why everybody was so, hyped up about Interlagos. But I've grown to really, really like this track a lot. I would not say it's one of my favorites, but it's a great track, and the history here is amazing, which is really cool too. So yeah, no, I love it.
I've got some facts about this track. Of course, I've never been here, but I have a few Brazilian friends and studied this track quite well, actually. It's done a lot of changes. It changes, the slight changes it has. It's a public park as well too, so you can actually walk around this and ride it and stuff like that. I was going to say, Jim, since you got into racing, I was going to say, since you guys started to learn how to turn right over there in the United States, mate, what's this turn right stuff?
All right, yeah. Okay, I see how it is.
You see how it is going to go like this? Oh, well, you've got the Glen, mate. You do have to turn right there. Let's see how these drivers are going to turn right on this fantastic track. Now, this is also one of those tracks that I love, and welcome everybody in the chat, say g'day, that you can actually see cars almost go side by side throughout the whole track. And there's not many circuits, so you can go double file practically all the way around.
I doubt you'd be able to go double file through them. What is it? The Senna? Is it the Senna S's? Is that what they call them?
I've seen it. You can go double file through there. You go down to Reto Pozo, it's the opposite straight. Let's go on a hot lap at the moment, and let's go with William. That we're watching in our pictures. He's going to be throwing his car around, and this is exactly those Senna S's that you're talking around. You want to perfectly get a good start to this out of the exit here. This is down the Reto Pozo, the opposite straight, and the DRS will be activated if you're in Formula 1. It's not, and that's why you want to get a perfect exit out of there, because it's a bit of a straightaway. There's not many straightaways here. Get down to your braking points, so swing it all down to the left. I can't remember the names of these corners at the moment. I haven't been here in ages, but two of those swinging lefts, and then you got to climb up the hill. So he's using as much as the apron as possible. Coming up to your right, this is where it gets to your tricky sections. You get down some heavy braking, but you kind of want to brake a little bit, but then it gets tighter and tighter, and then you got to then hit a braking point right here. This is into the duck. It's a bend around here, because this is basically in Portuguese where people make mistakes. It's like a rookie corner kind of thing. Actually, it's this one coming up at the top of the hill right here. You pass the little lone palm tree. That's to the right-hand side that you'll see just there. It's actually inside the safety barriers, and it has its own little barrier around the outside of it. So the next time you'll see that when you're watching any of the races here in real life as well. It's still there. And coming down to Lake Jonco, that's where the junction is, where we pass that one. Then you're flying your way all the way, climbing up the hill, up the hill, up the hill, up the hill. It's massively quick. I think he's got a box. No, he won't. He'll actually utilize much of the track as possible, depending if you want to be lining up for another lap, which is exactly what he's doing, or if you swing it down the left-hand side. That's a very, very horrible lap guide of Interlagos, but not a bad lap there from William, my friend, because he's up at a P3 currently.
Yeah, no, that's it's a fun track for sure, and I think my initial. I did not do well here. I did not do well through the sections at the rookie corner and stuff like that. But I have really grown to love this place. It's a beautiful facility.
Used to be backwards too. That's why it's Reto Pozo, opposite straight. It used to climb. So you imagine this track going backwards. So you'd be climbing up through the Senna S's and stuff. But the reason why they did change it, apparently, that I've read and heard, is that it was a the afternoon sun would be absolutely blinding for the drivers, so they elected to opposite the track anyway, which is an anti-clockwise circuit. We don't have that many too, well, on the Formula 1 calendar, of course, but it is what it is. In this track, at the top of the timesheet, it's Hayden Miller and Karen Sharp, of course. Now, we'll go over that championship standings whilst we're quickly in practice, my friend, and qualifying, sorry, to let everybody know how the situation's going to pan out for this evening. Who could win, who can not win.
Oh, there we go. Okay. Yeah, so let's see. We've got this is the Porsche Cup standings. Yep. So we got Jamie Nuttall, who's on a pretty decent sized lead at 19 points, and Hayden Miller again 19 points behind him. These names are going to kill me. Rafael Durica,
yep,
on 77 points. I would assume that's probably completely eliminated out of the championship here. This is my first race in this series, so I'm not real familiar with the point standings, the point accumulations per race. But that's quite a ways back for the final race. So in fourth place we got Ryan Walker. Fifth place is
Ken Siebel.
Golly, Ken Siebo, yes. And sixth place Hesketh, and seventh is Samuel Kremers.
Yeah.
Eighth place is Matt Action. Now that's a name I can handle that, and he's actually a photographer. He was in a race the other day, and I noticed he had a little photography logo on his car.
Matty.
So you got Matt Cheverton and William Chandler.
Oh, that's the top 10. We'll go through, because we're missing in the qualifying as well, too. We'll go through quickly the TCRs.
Oh, yes.
Karen Sharp there.
Yeah.
And Tom. So that's going to be a close one. Andrew Pike and Josh Millington. So there's a good fight going on there for a potential P3, as you could see with those drivers. It's a big battle for P1 and P2, of course, is going to be between Karen and Tom. And that's for the TCR class. See how that pans out. Of course, you can see the rest of the drivers there, which we'll go over a little bit later on. Of course, perhaps after the series to see kind of how that will roughly work out once we get provisional results in.
So, yeah, we've got, we're a little over halfway through qualifying, and I would say, it's certainly going to help the championship.
Just set the fastest time currently at the moment and just retired Hey, you didn't retire the car back in the pit lane properly, Karen. You just pulled in the middle of the track there and got it towed. Naughty boy.
Right.
Of course, there's no rule for that one.
You definitely have opinions about that, don't you?
I do. I say it's a racing simulation, so simulate yourself back into the pit lane unless you've damaged your car. And if you have damaged your car during a qualifying session, you're not allowed to come back out.
So,
you know that the F1 arcade game does that. And this
does what? I'm sorry,
the F1 arcade game. If you crash during qualifying, you're out, and if you have to drive the car back to pit lane, you can't just tow. And that's an arcade game. This is a simulator, and we don't even do it.
Well, that's true. I mean, essentially, you can be out without it actually putting you out. But you're right. I mean, I think that that would probably be a great addition. There's no reason to tow like that.
Allow the option, at least anyway, for perhaps leagues to turn that on and off to say you have to mandate. We'll talk to Karen Sharp perhaps about that one, but he's obviously not a big fan of that rule at the moment anyway, because he did his tow after he set the fastest lap. We're seeing the rest of the field. Only 3 drivers managing to set laps currently at the moment for the TCR class. The Porsche Cup out there, as you can see, only 8 drivers. We do have a grid stacked up of about 24, 25 around that figures there this evening if they can get going. So we'll see how that pans out at the moment as we're watching Ryan Meyer. Good time to be on the track too, my friend. There's only 3 cars, so utilize that track space.
Yeah, there were some. I was, got the regular another feed pulled up, just watching stuff to help with the broadcast, and a lot of them were out there like doing donuts and just like kind of goofing off and then wrecking the cars and then getting out of the sim. It's I found that interesting, especially with only 3 cars in the TCR class that have put down a lap. I don't know if that's something that's traditional. Do you do a lot of these races, or is this?
Used to, my friend, yeah. But
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe certain traditions, as you can see at the moment, Ryan Walker flying his way across. Well, he's getting an improvement at the moment. He's P6, about 8/10 down. Bingo, P3. He'll take 2/10 on that one. He'll say, thank you very much. I'm utilising this
nice
track
lap.
time as much as possible, and absolutely why not? It's only him and Thomas Martin currently out there for the Shadow Drag Racing team. As you can see the livery on that one, he's about to finish a lap and start another lap, unless he's on his out lap. I think he's just bagged that one in there, and he's just gone. His qualifying is done and dusted. That's the reason why we had 3 drivers on the track.
Yep, we are finished. Yeah, so that there's quite a separation in the TCR class with guys. But here on pole tonight in the Porsche Cup class is Hayden Miller's on pole with Jamie Nuttall in second, Ryan Walker third, and Ken Sabu, is that right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. All right, look at me.
Yeah.
On row 2, you got Chandler and Hamling on row 3, Action and Hesketh on row 4, Dabin and Biblico, I hope that's right, on row 5, Prosser and Sharp on row 6.
And the next row is coming up.
There it goes. All right. Yeah, Nick Klebens and Tom Davidson on row 7. Pierre Anton Delaire. Oh, that's a nice French name, isn't it? That's about as French as you get. Delaire and Paul Smith on row 8, I'm sorry. Miller and Raven on row 9. Hutter and Roberts on row on row 10. And Matt Smith and Moss on row 11. And finishing out row 12 is Wu and Martin. And our last car out there will be Mav Gardner. I remember Mav from the BMW race the other day. And so the TCR grid, is that...
That's combined grid,
my friend. Oh, that was a combined grid. I'm sorry. Where was... Okay. Where was Kieran Sharp in there?
Kieran Sharp should have qualified in P1. Let's just have a quick look at that while they're getting ready for a rolling start. Kieran Sharp did get the qualifying on Nick Klebens.
Yeah, that's the TCR qualifying results there. Okay.
The Porsche Cup qualifying results puts Hayden.
Yeah, Hayden Miller and Jamie Nuttall in first and second. Yep.
Good evening to you out there, Shrew. Go ahead.
Oh, no, I was just admiring these Porsche Cup cars and these Porsche Cup drivers. These cars they're obviously well known in iRacing to be a tough car to drive. I think they did some update during the previous update that made them a little more forgiving and a little more accurate to drive than the original car that they had out, but still known to be tough to drive.
As you can see, there's the TCRs, and there is the Porsches all the way up the road. They're getting ready to roll across that line here into Lagos. No rain, thankfully, as it usually does rain quite a bit here at the moment. They're going to get ready to go hammering down in turn 1 into the center rest. It's great off for taking opportunities, and if you miss all that one, get them out of the exit of a Retro Pozo.
Yeah, pace car's off. So we're waiting on the lights. We are racing. All right, let's go. So you got Hayden Miller slid down on that bottom line. Oh my goodness! Back in the pack, we got
And this is going to be interesting too, because now you got the TCRs coming down this corner at 3 wide into turn 1, and that's going to be, thankfully, it has cleared up a little bit up the road there, but they're going to be on the tailpipe of some of those Porsches very, very soon. So Have a look at who are those two.
Wow, that
drivers
was three wide. I said they couldn't go too wide through the Cine S's, and they started out going
That's
three
what I
wide
said
through
to you,
there.
my friend, as we're seeing that. It was Kinsabo, I think, that got into Louis as well, too. Just quickly have a recap of that one. There it is. That's those two, actually. I think he got tapped there by somebody else, so that's very... well, you can't win a race on the first lap. Unfortunately, you can lose a ton of places, and Hayden Miller does retain his lead there over Jamie and Ryan Walker. And at the moment, Karen Sharp is not actually in the lead.
No.
It's Nick.
He's down. He dropped down 3 spots.
Yeah, we're going to go back and have a look at the replay. He might be going down another place at the moment if he doesn't hold on to Paul Smith, put some pressure on him.
Well, he was down. He was down into 4th, and right before you started talking about him, he slipped back up into 3rd. But he's back down in 4th again now.
Up the road there. Oh, come back on track. Challenge for the lead in the Push Cup.
Yeah, looks like Jamie's going to take that. Man, he is he is some fast. So is Kieran though in these TCR cars. Man, there was only the 2 of them that qualified. Oh no.
Kinsabo again, my friend, has had a little moment.
Man.
And that's put him off into that's down in the center S's as well. So first time he might have got a bit of a bump. Second time, I don't think he's going to bump here. He's gone off into the kitty litter and just can't make it turn as he does. Okay, he keeps it out of the fence, but he'll drop back a couple more places currently at the moment. He is actually at he's at the tail end field at the moment of the Push Cup, because you can see at the moment there, Toby did not start the race.
And what's funny is right after you put the camera on him to go through there, where he ran off track going into the right at the S's there, so another car right behind him did. One of the TCR cars went off in the exact same spot.
What if Donkey Kong left a banana there or something? But that just indicates to me that drivers at that point are driving, using the car up the road as a driving line and not their own driving line. So that's the typical racing syndrome that happens with drivers. But you see it in real life racing as well too, when you're following the car and not your racing line, and you end up repeating exactly what they're doing.
Yeah, no, that happens a lot actually. But those were 2 different classes though, so it was a good couple seconds behind. But apparently that's it's obviously a tough corner. A lot of people get that area wrong right through there. This is a good shot here, showing a little freight train.
Yeah, Ryan Walker. There's William in P4. Goes a little bit wider. They're utilising some of the track there.
Yeah, I don't think you're not going to be able to separate Jamie and Hayden Miller by very much all day long. They're going to be right on each other. I would love to have an idea what happened with Kieran Sharp at the beginning, start of that race, because to drop back to 4th place, oh my goodness, there's apparently Thomas Martin in the one of the TCR cars went off just now.
This is the restart, the race start of the TCRs, and you can see Karen Sharp, so we're going to find out exactly what happened into the general chaos that occurs into turn 1.
Yeah, this was nuts, man. There were 4 wide, right, or 3 wide right there before,
yeah,
almost 4 wide.
Pushed in the middle, had to lift off quite. He's actually on the outside there, so my bad, and he's had to lift off a little bit there to allow those 2 cars through there. That's how he dropped those places, and I think at the moment he's getting a nice little tow from his teammate behind him. And there it is. Further back in the field there, the Sega Genesis driver of Bobby Moss there for the Nigel Mansell Sim Racing Club there. A bit of pressure there from Marv Gardner, who you can see Grant Miller and Matt Smith are on his tailpipe. But further up the field, there is a nice little battle brewing at the moment of Louis. He's going to set up the inside turn 1. Overtaking opportunities are plenty here in Interlagos, and gets the position, stays on the racing line, and horses Anthony to go a little bit wide there for the Chrono Simsport racing driver.
Yeah, he certainly didn't exactly leave him in a little extra room there or anything. I guess, the driver said, thought a little better of pushing the issue right there and starting to bump each other. It's a little early in the race for that.
And these two that did the switcheroo at the moment. So now Jamie is in the lead. Kieran Sharp starting to come a little bit of a comeback here at the moment. There is Tom, currently in P3 in class.
Yes, Tom Davidson. He's one of those TSRC liveries. So I did that BMW race the other day. There was so many guys, I think it was 3 or 4 guys in that race that had the exact same livery, man. Not even different color wheels or anything. They are so hard to separate who's who.
I wonder if there's a bit of team orders there at the moment. There's a little bit running wide, so Tom's going to take the opportunity here. But remember, it is sweeping over to the right-hand side, so Perry will still have the momentum, but it switches around the other side, and I think Tom might have that job done. Now, Perry has to be very careful because now Kieran Sharp, who's fighting for a championship here, does not want to get held up.
Well, I think that's what we're seeing out of Kieran Sharp today. I don't think we're seeing his incredibly fast, aggressive driving style. Aggressive is not maybe the word, but I think he's just holding a little bit back. He doesn't want to screw up the championship, and it certainly will make you drive a little different, But to me, honestly, if he could work his way back up towards the front, less opportunity to get caught in somebody else's mess.
Absolutely right. I'm going to show you the tower at the moment. I can find it. It's been a while since I've done grouped.
I know, right?
Races.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing when we were talking about who was actually going to be running the buttons today. The multi-class stuff gets a little interesting. I tell you, Ryan Walker has crept up on the back of Hayden Miller and Nuttall a little bit. He's back within a second now of those two guys, and they were they're kind of pulling away from everybody else a little bit. Just 2 seconds back to William Chandler in fourth place there.
Yeah, dropped back a little bit exactly. Just eased off into the dirty air from those drivers, thinking it so I can kind of not let them get too far away. Should be okay.
I mean, Kieran Sharp is riding the bumper here of Pierre Delar, but I was talking with Pierre, joking around with him before the race. Obviously, he's the guy that runs the show here in the TSRC, or at least who I've been introduced to. There may be some other admins and stuff, but he was joking and having a good time about not crashing, and we were picking on him a little bit, but he looks like he's making a move here, trying to get that third place from Dallaire. Oh yeah, nice little move. Got that done. That was really nice. That's the way you do it. Yeah, I think he was a little hesitant on that start. Just didn't want to get caught up in any mess and decided to let off and ride, stay on the outside there and not push the issue, which is, I mean, you don't want to throw a championship away in turn one like you were talking about.
Yeah. Sebastian Vettel got in a tangle as Miller just has the fastest lap up the road there in the Porsche Cup. But, Seb got turned 1 year for the championship, and like he was not going to have any luck, fought his way back through the field there and just to take away the F1 championship. Generally used to finish at Brazil, but unfortunately not these days because they don't have the money to buy it like the oil companies do, and the Saudi Arabia, etc., and Bahrain, and now Abu Dhabi as well.
Yes, I mean, but they put on some nice races over there. I think that obviously they've got the practice there going on this weekend in Bahrain, and there's a few interesting developments in that, of course. There's a lot of rookies this year. That's going to be exciting.
Tell sandbagging. It's really not too much to tell from that testing sessions.
No.
What was too many people just sit there and go, they dictate at the start. They go, oh, Ferrari's washed up or Mercedes is washed up this season now just based off testing. It's like, no.
Yeah, no.
It doesn't work that way.
Very rarely does that ever.
Really, the teams want to show their race cards immediately as well, too. Remember, everybody's spying on everybody at the start, so you don't want to reveal your little secrets too quickly. As Matty Action's putting a bit of pressure. He's got his camera out at the moment, mate. He's been taking some photos of the back there of Clement, and he's like, I'll get...
Matty Action.
Yeah.
That couldn't be a better name for you, man. The way you nickname guys up. Matty Action. Now, he sounds like an action hero.
Action Matty.
Sounds like yes, he should have him a movie or something. Matty Action. I like it.
Now, absolutely, for the life of me, I cannot at the moment get the live timing to show the everybody on track as they are. I just cannot find it.
Oh, to switch out of the split position and get it to go. Yeah, well, you're asking the wrong guy, considering you showed me most of everything I know. Yeah, I don't know. Well, you do a little commentary there, and I'm gonna go searching to see if I can find the button, and then if
I'll have a look for it. It's okay. Well, I know it's around here somewhere. It's just I don't know why. I'll apologise everybody for tuning in at the moment for that. We'll try to get to that as quickly as possible. We do have the timing, of course, accurately up at the moment, just not showing us overall where everybody's running. There are some close battles, and somebody's running a little bit wide there at the moment. I think that's just a car being lapped, actually. Johnny Woo, I think it was. It's a bit of an overtake opportunity there between Grant Miller and... Yep, as Grant one's wide out of the
my goodness.
Got to stay on the inside line because there are some cars coming around. Thankfully, they've just come back. So there's the number 12 place currently at the moment of Grant Miller in class.
That was an interesting kind of rejoin there. He kind of shot across the track a little bit.
Yeah, Consalvo's fighting down into turn one. He's trying to regain those 5 positions that he lost earlier on. One of them got bumped at the start, as in the middle, and the second time around he actually made that mistake himself. So he's runs into the DRS activation sign. Battle for the lead again now. So Hayden Miller wants this one back there from Jamie. These two going for it tooth and nail. Crucial in the championship hopes for the Porsche Cup Series drivers.
Yeah, well, and as I'm looking at this other feed, it seems like the Porsche Cup cars are starting to catch some of the back markers in the TCR field, so that ought to make things interesting as back markers come into the picture. But Hayden Miller and Nuttall have been literally nose to tail this entire race. Swapped spots once or twice there, and then have settled in just bumper to bumper. And Ryan Walker's laying back there about almost a second behind them, and they're all kind of leaving the rest of the field. They're 4 seconds to the next group of cars back there.
And I found the button. It's very much hidden, but Kieran Sharp and Pierre going for it too. For now, Pierre wants this kind of position back there. It's actually more than anything Kieran Sharp and Tom Davison. So it's interesting to see what the team orders will be at play here, knowing that Kieran Sharp is leading the championship here. Can he afford to will Tom elect to let him take maximum points?
Well, I think if the championship is in jeopardy, I think he absolutely will. I would be shocked if he didn't. But at this point, those Hyundais need to put a little pressure on that Audi up there. It's interesting. I did a lot of TCR races early in this earlier in the season, or it might have been actually towards the end of last season. And the Audis were almost dead back then, man. But this guy, Nick Clemens here he's crushing it in this Audi. I'm shocked to see an Audi up there, to be honest. This series was dominated by those Hondas. That's a great shot off the back of Nuttall right there, isn't it?
Yes, it is. You can see the sunset setting here in Interlagos.
Yeah, I can see how it would be brutal.
Jim
going
and I,
in that
end of the
direction.
race, are going to be heading down to Rio de Janeiro beaches there, and we'll be sipping back a couple of pina coladas. I wish we should be there right now, mate, rather than watching race cars around the racetrack. It was a beautiful day here.
Wouldn't it be no, that's not.
We got drivers heading in the pit road, and that's probably a little early than what I expect. Stephen Hutler is down the pit road there. Mav Gardner and missing his pit box. Didn't practice your pit stops, guys. How many times I've had to tell you? And Grant Miller.
There he goes. I wonder if this is on the outside edge of their pit window.
Oh, it could be. That's drivers do that because they tow back to pit road all the time and they never drive the car back to practice their pit stops.
There he went. I knew I'd set him off on that. I gave you that window earlier and you didn't jump through it the first time. But no, looking at the time, I mean, we're only 3 minutes away from halfway mark in this race. I wonder if that's inside their fuel window and they're just trying to do a little undercut and get into some possibly some cleaner track. I mean, I was going to say there's probably not a lot of clean track out there with all these cars, but there actually is. There's a ton of clean track out there if you look at the track map up in the top right-hand corner.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So, getting out in clean air where you can just run by yourself and not having to, worry about somebody else holding you up or traffic passing, you could make up some good time right there. So an undercut here could work well.
Simon out there in the chat says, well, sad end to the season for you. So that Simon, are you retired from this session? Is that just trying to see who? Let us know who you are, please. Shadow.
Yeah, Shadow.
No, it's Thomas Martin. Yeah.
Oh.
Thomas.
Oh, yeah, that's a bummer.
Clemente's had a little bit excursion off into Kitty Letter. We'll go back and have a look at the replay of that one there, Tommy. Sorry, mate. Don't want to have to add insult to injuries, but your end of the season has ended here on the replay. And let's keep an eye out there at Thomas Martin right here with the 113. And he couldn't get the brake.
Oh, my goodness.
Completely from behind there.
Oh, man. Wow, Thomas. Yeah, that is a really, really bad way to end your season. Holy cow.
Bang. Yeah. And that's one he's not going to be very happy with that driver that got right into his tailpipe. That's for sure.
Wow, Thomas, I feel for you there, man. That's rough. Gee whiz. And there was plenty of room. It's not like you didn't leave him a ton of space.
No, what happened, Thomas, as well, to finish about 18th in the championship, or give or take. We'll see how it pans out after. But exactly, it looks like the car behind just completely locked the brake there. Couldn't quite turn it. I don't think the ABS is ABS on these cars, but that's a complete lock up on the brake, and it's unfortunate. The thing is, now going back to that situation, Tom is not going to yield at all to Kieran Sharp because Tom needs all the points he can. He's second in the championship, and he's 10 points down from Kieran Sharp, who's in. So, yeah.
Oh, he's in.
He's in.
Oh,
so
nice.
he needs he can't have Kieran Sharp just following him around here. Kieran Sharp will win the championship. He needs to be right up the road. He needs a couple of cars in between him as well, too.
Wow. Yeah, so first and second teammates, that's pretty fun. Yeah, no, I mean clearly
out the door on that one.
There won't be there won't be any team support there. Other than probably some good clean racing. You would hope that they don't do anything stupid, Yeah,
and this situation as well too with Jamie. Now he's fine. He can do all he can do here is just win the race, and he's won the championship. There's Hayden Miller's second in the championship, but he's down the road there by almost 19 points.
Yeah, it was like 19 points. Yeah, 19 points.
He's got to door him and turn him and put him off the track realistically, and make sure that Jamie doesn't finish. But you got to do that at the start of the lap, isn't it? And but he can't take himself out, remember, as well, too, because
Right.
Hayden, he would lose the championship. That's something for Jamie to do. Jamie would have to do that and say, okay, I'm just going to crash Hayden out. I won the championship. But, of course, they're not going to do that. These are gentlemen in the sim racing collective here, and it's going to try to do it on track because they're getting around a couple of the lapped cars there at the moment, a different class. So, yeah, all Hayden can do really at this point is just push Jamie and force him, hopefully, into a mistake and maximise that 19 points he needs. I love that pit lane sound.
Yeah, they
do that when they come in.
Oh, yeah.
And they are coming in.
So clearly those guys were trying to pull an undercut and maybe going to try to conserve a little fuel or something. Those guys that pitted early. That's a nice strategy. I like it. I mean, at this point, you got to do something different, to try to shake it up. So I'll be curious here how this all shakes out once everybody pits. You got, Tom Davidson and Bart up there, Bart Raven, that haven't pitted, and everybody else has now pitted, and Kieran's back in third place, of course, but not with a huge lead, really. I mean, it's not as it is 6 seconds is pretty good lead.
Yeah,
I wonder how long
Tom's
Davidson.
up the road, but Tom's up the road on an alternative strategy. There's Tom here.
Yes. Yes.
And Karen's way down the road there, of course, after that pit stop. And as you can see on there.
So
Karen's,
what's interesting is Nick Klebens, who was in the lead with that Audi, after the pit stops, is now behind Kieran.
Yeah,
Kieran was in third when he pitted. He was in third when he pitted, and Nick was in fourth when he pitted. And you can see the difference there. We can. We don't have it up for you guys, but in timing and scoring, Nick's pit stop was about just slightly over two seconds longer than Kieran's was, and in the end, that was enough for Kieran to get back ahead of him. Now, my question would be, did Kieran put too much fuel in the car, or did Nick put too much fuel in the car? Or did Kieran not take enough fuel?
Hey, Kieran's coming back in. Oh, no, he's not. He was doing that.
They'll trick you. That lap always confused me, the way those guys cut that corner so tight like that. It looks like they're coming up pit road. I don't really do that when I drive here. I don't stay that far to the inside. I don't know. It throws me off mentally or something.
Yeah, but you got to swing it all the way back out the right if you're starting another. You do that. You could do that on the inside. You hug the wall like your favorite grandma on the flying lap when that's it. That's your flying lap, and then you just go down your out lap. But when you're about to start another lap, you may compromise the entry into turn one by doing it because you have to sweep your car out. Just depends. I mean, you guys know better than I do. And these cars probably, maybe not as much as the open wheelers, because the open wheelers are absolutely flying. Formula One cars don't do it. There was a big crash years ago, of course, with Mark Webber that had a crash up the hill there, and then Fernando Alonso hit his wheel. That was struck into the track and had a big hard lick and winded him, and serious accident. Thankfully, both walked away from.
Yes, didn't that? Was that the tire went into the fans or something?
No. The tire.
That wasn't it. Okay.
This before they had the tethers on the tires, so the tire snapped off, and it was in the middle of the track, a bit of debris from Mark Webber's car, and then.
But when he hit it, when Fernando hit it, did it? I thought it flew up into the fan area. I don't think it killed anybody or anything like that, but. And I think that was part of the reason that the tethers was because of that
there's
accident.
A few reasons there. There was a couple of marshals killed in Australia years earlier. A marshal killed in Australia actually for a tire a stricken tire. There's a few injuries, serious injuries and deaths from over the years from the tires coming loose. So they've elected to put the tethers on them.
So
I'm surprised that they haven't. I thought they'd done that in IndyCar, but remember that tether came off for the Indy 500 a couple of years ago and went straight out of the car park and smashed thankfully just a car there and straight over the catch fence, straight over. Luckily, there was a second later would have been in the grandstand and seriously hurt a lot of people.
Kieran Kieran Sharp just passed Tom Davidson. Davidson came out of the pits and was back in first, and Kieran was in second behind him. And then Kieran overtook him not long after he came back out of the pits. If we could possibly, maybe you can go back and see that pass,
yes,
although the cars look identical. Can't tell them apart anyway.
Here it is. So this is, you can keep an eye on Kieran. There is Tom coming out of
the pit road right now. Yeah, when he initially popped out, it showed him in first place. Oh, no, but Kieran had him already.
Yeah, there it is.
I don't know, that was weird. That was just timing and scoring made that look a lot more exciting than it really was. Although, that's another fine example of Kieran's, well, actually, Tom had a faster pit stop than Kieran, which really means that if you go back and look at that, Kieran, wait a minute, why did it just show Kieran with an off track?
Oh,
but he's all right.
Does that?
I mean, he's okay. Yeah. Okay. So, yeah, if you look at that, actually, Tom Davidson had a really fast stop, just 10.13 seconds. So almost 5/10 faster than Kieran. So that was quick. I hope they got enough fuel in those cars, or Nick Clemens is going to be back there licking his chops.
Here's some of the side-by-side action I said that you can occur around Interlagos, and certainly these two gladiators are going for it. Matt Smith there and Daniel Roberts are going to go side by side, continue the action all the way up the hill here in Interlagos. Fantastic. Just be careful coming through the neighbourhood to get here, but it's a bit sketchy at best. I think Formula One have police escorts and stuff like that, drivers too, because there's some pretty bad neighbourhoods. But there it is, and now we'll line astern actually in this one, but we'll give it an opportunity to shoot back around through the centre resters. This is a battle currently for 19th and 20th overall, but as you can see on the timing tower, that's Gardner and Roberts 9th and 10th in class, as the leaders are heading in currently at the moment from the Porsche Cup.
So they are okay. So they went past the halfway mark. So they're clearly can short stop this. I would imagine a 40-minute race in a Porsche Cup car, you're not going to take tires. Yeah, nobody seems to be taking tires.
Jamie out first. He came in first. Hayden at second. Ryan Walker and William Chandler. Oh, he was getting a nice push. NASCAR push coming out of pit road in that one with his tip crew, pit crew. So it was interesting because Hayden had the drive through. He had to drive through Jamie in order to spot his pit box, which is always a little difficult to do, because you got to see a little lollipop person. We don't see the lollipop person, but drivers do, and hit his pit marker, pit box perfectly, which he did. So didn't cost him that much time. He's still half a tenth behind Jamie, our leader of this race, and currently the championship leader.
Yeah, those two have been glued to each other like that the entire race so far, and I don't see anything probably changing that short of a mistake somewhere.
There's my lone pine tree.
You and that pine tree.
That's where you sit and watch the race with pina colada, my friend. Best place. It's surprising that I've never seen a car ever run off and hit that thing. I've done burnouts around it before in the racing sims, but it's just off the beaten track there. You just don't see a tree inside the barriers of a racing track very often. That's all.
No, not in the modern world. No, of course, back in the day. But James admitted to me that yesterday that he tried to park his Super Cup car in the fountain at Long Beach.
Oh right, yeah, I've actually seen cars go in the fountain at Long Beach before. So he actually tried. I guess if you intentionally try to do it, it's not going to work. But if you actually just plant it in there, look at that little kitty cat on the back there of Matt Smith's cracked D racing car as Marvy is giving him a little run for his money. Here, kitty.
Yeah, oh, there he is. Yeah. Here, kitty. You are a hot mess.
Sends it up the inside, but he's going to compromise the exit coming around here. Now, you can take off the racing line because you're going to get a good speed down into Junco. So it's that is job done there for Marvy. So the TRC Sports number entry, the 805, is up 5 positions at the moment, and he is currently in P10th in class. As the battle for P1 still continues, Hayden sit there is going to be saying, oh, look, time is ticking away at the moment, mate. 10 minutes to go. And the man that I need to beat in this championship is leading. But even if I get past him, it's not going to give me 19 points.
Right, yeah.
He's got to door him.
It's
the only way I see he could win this one.
I mean, in honor of Ayrton Senna, we are in Brazil. Park him in first turn.
Yeah, but if he does do that, of course, it'll be a very cranky Jamie, and on top of it, it'll probably be a disqualification and he wouldn't get the points anyway, so it would be no point in doing that one. He just has to continue to apply the pressure to Jamie to force him into a mistake. That's all
he has to make it look. He has to make it look like a mistake.
I think honestly, he's in the best place to do it. I don't think it's worthwhile him overtaking him any point at the race. It's better to put the pressure on. If he gets in the lead of this race, he can't apply that pressure anymore to Jamie. So
and Jamie will just sit back there riding second.
Anyway, is it for Hayden?
Yeah.
So, maybe he might want the race win towards the end on the last lap. Go for it, see finale and just try to steal the victory away from Jamie. So he has to celebrate at second. He's championship second on the podium, second step on the podium rather than top. But
it would be interesting to see Jamie's mindset, because if he started applying that level of pressure on you, then you just, you just let him go. It's because Jamie's got nothing to lose.
He might do that, but he might exactly just let him go, and there's nothing that once again Jamie could do. Now, the nice little battle brewing here is for Hamling and William. These are teammates for Cracked D Racing, so we'll see how that pans out. William currently at the moment is... he's a little further down the championship, actually, and so is Hamling. So Hamling's currently 11th championship. I can't see, actually, where Williams. So...
Yes, well, I tell you what, man, there's nothing. I'm sure there's something minor on these cars to distinguish them, probably. But in this, in this whole league, the TSRC league, the teammates, man, their liveries, they run those exact same liveries. It's so tough to tell who's who. With the exception of that, their teammate is Jamie, of course, who's out in front of the field.
Yep, you're absolutely correct on that one. Little mirrors or rims or something, guys, will help us out up here in the booth there, as well as for the audience to understand.
Well, it really would, wouldn't it?
Kinsabo is putting the pressure. He just set the fastest lap on that last lap at 36.14. He is putting some pressure there on Matty. And he's trying to do his recovery drive at the moment, Kinsabo, because remember we had that earlier moment, he's 4 positions down currently from where he started. So he is in 8th place. And he's looking at a P7. Once again, this is a track you can overtake on. There's plenty of places to get that done. So it is very difficult for the driver who's defending, because it puts a lot of pressure on them to try to focus on their racing line. Easy to just go off that racing line. You see that the driver's coming running a little bit wide there and bang on, and you're going to give that position pretty easy. So it's a tough one for the racing drivers. That's why Interlagos is one of my favorite tracks.
There's definitely passing opportunities here, and you got high-speed sections, you got hard braking sections. Definitely plenty of opportunities to pass here. So it looks like in the TCR series, or class, Tom and Kieran have kind of separated. Kieran is out to a 2.5-second lead at this point.
Yeah, it's a similar situation, isn't it, with what Tom needs now in order to steal the championship away from Kieran Sharp. It's closer, of course, in this TCR.
Yes.
Only the separation by the 9 points. However, if I'm not mistaken, 10 points, actually. Tom
qualified on the pole, right? So yes. I think I believe that's a point.
Or so.
So.
Yep, there's a switcheroo. So actually back up here, it looks like Hamlin did get... Oh, no, not yet. And there's traffic all over the place. This is going to be very, very interesting. We got 3 cars, all the same, Crack D, but the other Crack D racing driver is a lap down. So they're how's he going to play out? I mean, you got both your teammates there, mate, so you can't really hold them both up. And you got to be careful.
No, you got you got one of those is a TCR car.
Yes, that's right.
So you got two Porsche Cup cars and a TCR car all on the same team, all stuck together there.
We've had a crash here from Clement, unfortunately, and that's caused him to retire in the pit road here. Let's have a look. He's gone out really wide there, and there's a hard lick into the fence.
Oh, yeah, that's a big shot.
There's nothing really to protect you out there. That's what exactly happens. So it comes out there, gets right out into that, probably a few marbles out there too. Bang. It's a broken suspension there. Thankfully, the driver will walk out that one okay, but he is back down to pit road for 777 Frenchman.
That's those painted areas at Interlagos can be really slick too.
Well, you wait till you get the wet. The big lockup from Matty.
Oh,
that's the pressure that Kinsabo had applied to him, and he's locked it up going into the center S's. He'll have to yield. He did yield that position to Kinsabo, who's now making his way up to P7. 3 positions lost now from Kinsabo. The fastest man. What's the fastest man on the track? Just until Hayden Miller put the pressure on, then just at the fastest lap. Just then, as we're going to see side-by-side action up the road here.
Yeah, there's battles all over the place going on
just
here.
Straight through the middle. Yes, he will. Oh, wow!
Whoa, nice.
Matty, if you wanted action, if you wanted a photographic moment for Mad Action Photography right there, mate, you're going to go back and take a photo of that. That is like bold and brave. He had so much faith in those two drivers. None of them. Wait, one of them could have easily turned to the left and turned to the right side. Okay, you're clearly quicker. We're going to let you go through. But then he just goes, I'll go straight through the middle. Unbelievable.
Let's find a replay of that. I want to see. I want to see that again. That's a race move of the moment, the move of the race right there. Wow, that's brave, man. He's probably so frustrated too after locking him up and losing that.
I can't actually find a replay of it because it was different class cars.
Oh no!
Louis out of the high-speed exit of the corner. Wow, very, very lucky there that he didn't get tagged. Remember, this could be the worst enemy of some of these drivers at the moment too, who are in their championship hunt, because they can't afford at the moment to slam into anybody making a mistake or a backmarker.
And most of the cars that we watched did not take tires, and certainly none of the front runners in any of the classes did. I'm looking real quick down the pit thing. I don't see anybody spending enough time in there that they probably took tires, except for maybe Daniel Roberts in the TCR. But
was this the overtake? No, this is not. That's that accident before. Sorry, I was going to see if there's anywhere close.
No, that's fine.
That replay of.
Probably the closest would be when he locked it up.
Oh yeah,
and then
that was
when he locked it up and Kinsabo passed him.
That's right. Kinsabo went off the track, didn't he? And then
no, he went off the track and Kinsabo passed him. He locked him up and Kinsabo passed him. Yeah, there you go.
Okay.
And then
then we got to find Matty. Yep. And then just keep an eye on this one because you get some crazy exit speed. We got a little pause in the racing action because of the fact that there are so there's the squabbling up the road.
Yeah, here it's coming.
Yeah, we have to show
and
this. These two are adoring each other, and this is where Matty just goes, "All right, I got to get around him somewhere. You know what? Let's go in the middle." Wow.
That is so bold right there. They were literally dooring each other 5 seconds before that, and he decided to split them. That's good stuff.
Give us a thumbs up and a like if you like that one and shout it out. University Driving here is our championship leader of Jamie in the Porsche Cup Series, and Hayden Miller. Jamie just got the fastest lap, so he's taken it away from Hayden Miller, who needs all the points he possibly can. There's Hayden Miller behind him. He's dropping back now about 7/10, so he's can't give up there, Hayden Miller, for the Phoenix Racing Team. You've got to continue to apply that pressure on the back tailpipe there of Jamie. It's the only way you're going to force him into a possible championship. At this point, I think he's just realizing these championship dreams are slowly slipping away here, mate.
I mean, yes, but anything can happen. We still got a long way to go. That back marker, I think, slowed him up a little bit and kind of put a little separation in between the two of them. Just in when you run up, what point you catch the back marker on the track, how easily you can pass them. But I'm sitting here looking at...
That's it for the time, my friend. And bingo, across the line, Jamie gets the job done from Hayden Miller.
Wow. God, that time flew.
And it does. And further back, we were going to go to the other class, the TCR class. And here's Kieran Sharp at the moment with big gap there to Tom. And that similar situations in this class. So going into this championship, both the leaders of the championship will actually get the race wins in the class. And P2 in the championships will get their P2 positions in the class.
Yeah, that's... I love watching the guys tear their cars up after the race. It always cracks me up.
Yeah, it's probably Jamie doing that one in a second, but we'll have to keep an eye on Karen crossing the line here in Interlaga, so you can jump down to the beach and get some pina coladas after this one. Probably because of the freezing weather that you're having in the UK. Enjoying this Brazilian weather.
Yes, should be nice in Rio and this is Sao Paulo, right?
Yes, sir. Sao Paulo.
Sao Paulo.
Rio's not too far.
Yeah, there's some good sights in Rio down there around the beach.
Many South American countries. Never got to Brazil. Anyway, there is a huge gap. Sort of showing him, should be crossing the line now. They were just about starting a lap. And he's going to do us a little trick entrance into the pit lane. And he won't, because he'll be crossing the line. He'll see Barney, he'll see the checkered flag, and he'll win. We'll win the top split sprint championship because there's no way, of course, that Tom's going to have enough points. Because oh, there it is. And says, I don't need this 23 car anymore, my friend. Bingo into the fence. Tom and P2. Oh, come on, Tom. Tom, you could have taught him. He could have sent Karen into the car park. And that will wrap up.
Yeah, that's...
All right.
What a championship. I mean, both those guys held strong, obviously with strong cars all year long. And they clearly were the class of the field today. Although Hayden Miller gave it all he had. And Tom too. Both of them fought down to the end. They just didn't get any mistakes by the two championship leaders.
And there are your results this evening.
Yeah, so this is the overall results, or is this the class results?
Overall results.
Oh, is it? Okay, so we got Jamie Nuttall and Hayden Miller first and second, and Ryan Walker finishing third. So that's your podium for the Porsche Cup guys. Hamling Consabo back up to a fifth after a couple of mistakes there early. That's pretty good return for him. Matt Action with the pass of the day, or wasn't really a pass, I guess, technically, but since they weren't in class, but the move of the day for sure. Hesketh, Dabin, and Chandler, and Kieran Sharp finishing 10th overall, and Tom Davidson 11th, and that's your two first and second place in the TCR class. And let's see, we've got Klebens, Smith, Delar, Moss, Raven, Miller, and Roberts rounding out your top 18. And could we separate any way that we could separate the results by class?
Keep them separated? Of course we can, sir.
Just for the, I just want to make sure we get because Klebens was the third place overall in the TCR. I just wanted to give him his credit for his podium finish there. So it's, Nuttall, Miller, and Ryan Walker in the Porsche Cup with Hamling, Consabo, and Action rounding out your top six. And flip that over for me if you would. And then, of course, Kieran Sharp, Tom Davidson, and Nick Klebens get your podium in the TCR class with Paul Smith and Delar rounding out your top five there. That was some fun racing, man. There was some good hard racing there, and I have to say, Matt Action has become my new action hero after that move through.
Let's have a chin wag on some of the drivers waiting for us in the interview room there, Jim.
Yeah, let's see. All right. I'm not sure that I have that authority over here, if being honest. We'll see, though. Let's
right.
see. Who do we want to pull in? We want to pull in, let's see. We got Hesketh, Hayden, and Paul Smith in there right now. They pull Paul Smith in.
All right. Hello,
Yep, there we
Mr.
go.
Paul Smith. Do you have a copy from Jim and I in the booth?
Oh, of course I do.
Oh, let me just turn you up a little bit. You're a little quiet there, Paul. Unless you can turn yourself up on your end a little bit.
There's no chance of me turning up on this end.
All right, that's fine. I'll crank you up here, mate. Yep. Paul, well, you finished 13th overall here for the Crack D Racing.
Fourth in class.
14th in class.
Fourth in class.
Fourth in class, yes, sir. There it is.
Yes.
How was your race, sir?
Oh, I wouldn't be coming for an interview if I'd finished 14th in class.
No, come on in, man.
Do you know what? Genuinely, this has been a really, really fun series, has this. And I've been wanting to get back into league racing for quite a while, because I used to race touring cars in the British Sim Racers Touring Car Championship I'm talking like a decade ago. And it's good to get my teeth back into a series like this, where it's maybe you've got a good mix of skills, so you've got somebody to fight with all the time. You know, I'm not on the pace of Kieran, Tom, and people like that at the front of TCR. They're beyond me. But being able to fight with Pierre, with Bobby Moss, Bart as well, it's been really good to have those fights. And I've been in and around that sort of 4th, 5th, 6th places for my finishers. So I've really enjoyed the series and getting back into league racing.
I think.
Yeah, well, that's.
Go ahead, Jim.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
No, I was going to say that's kind of what league racing is all about. You know, you're going to find the group that you end up you're kind of equal speed with, and it's a bunch of good guys. And I know the guys that are slightly faster. If you ask them for help in most of these leagues, they'll be glad to give you a pointer or two here and maybe help you pick up a little bit of time as well.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I'm now 40, so things start slowing down at that age.
You're still
you're a young man.
Mate.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
That's right. You're a young man compared to us.
But when you compare to like some of the sim races that you see in like world championship level and things like that, and they're barely out of their teens, it's like you realise I've got a full-time job, I've got a commentary career as well. I don't have the time to put in the practice week in, week out. So something like this, it gets my competitive edge going, and I've had a lot of fun in the series.
Well, all right, man. Well, you had a good show today. 4th place. Nothing wrong with that here with these fast guys around. So congratulations on that. Anybody you want to shout out to while we got you here?
Well, Cracked Racing, those guys, they're a really good bunch, and they've put up with me streaming whilst being in their Discord, and just generally anybody who knows me, hello.
So will you do us a favor? Will you go back to Cracked Racing and ask them to distinguish between the cars next season? Maybe different color wheels or different color mirrors or something, so that when we get a quick glance, you being a commentator, you can appreciate that. You got 3 or 4 cars out there with the exact same livery on them, man. It's hard as a commentator to tell who's who in a quick glance, So hook us up with that. Since you're a commentator, you can make that happen.
Hey, if you noticed, my car was a different livery to all the other Crack cars, and I had pink wheels as well. So,
There you go. Yeah. Okay.
I'm helping as much as I can.
That's
right.
Yeah,
you can see
but
that.
You know what we mean,
pink. He's got the pink mirrors there and the pink rims.
Yeah, you see? That's what I'm talking about. See, though. That's why you do that.
Yeah.
Well,
absolutely.
Well, we appreciate it, and congratulations, and we'll hope to see you back next season.
Thanks, guys. Take it easy.
All right, thank you. So who would you like to bring?
Well, we got Hayden. Well, Jim's jumped down to the interview room. I'll bring him back up. Hayden, Jim jumped down to grab you, and he can't bring you up here. Hello, Hayden. We're going to grab you back here.
There we go.
Hello.
How are you, Mr. Hayden? Hayden, well, mate, it didn't quite pan out for you today, unfortunately. That championship slipped through your fingers. It wasn't too much you could do going into this one, was there?
No, from round 5, I knew there wasn't a big enough points gap. It was either I have to win and Jamie just either doesn't finish or finishes well down the order, which I don't know. That's not going to happen. He's
Well-
definitely he's kept his consistency, but yeah, it was brilliant racing. So yeah, it was fun.
We contemplated an Ayrton Senna moment for you.
Yeah, we thought you could just
being in Interlagos here, you just store
smash
him off
the
into
track, mate. Yeah,
tree.
exactly, and get the win. But
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that Kieran will look at that one later and go, "Wow, no, your championship trophy will be removed from you."
Yeah.
No, that's but you had a good run this year, and I mean Jamie certainly is fast for sure. So
I
Yeah,
like
he's always consistent. But yeah, it's the fact that he's got a lot more experience. Obviously, for me being quite young, I've not had a lot of experience in sim racing and in professional stuff like this. So I've got a lot to learn. But yeah, step by step, month by month, yeah, I'm getting there.
Hayden, I think you did the right thing. I wanted to ask you a question about that. You applied the pressure to Jamie for about 90% of that race, just constant pressure. Is that something you want? And were you planning on getting past him, or did you think it was just a better place to apply the pressure and force Jamie into a mistake, and then you could get the big hurl of points you needed?
I wasn't actually planning on winning this race. I tried to apply the pressure to everyone I'm behind for position, but Jamie rarely makes mistakes, even when he's getting pressure applied. So he always keeps his cool when driving. So I was just hoping to keep the car clean, don't have any scratches on it when I cross the finish line, and just get the most points I could. But yeah, Jamie was, even if I went 3/10 faster than my PB, he would go another 4/10 faster. So we were tossing and turning between having both fastest laps each race, so kind of just it spanned out to just constantly having 8/10 to a second between us. So it was close, but yeah, he put me at the end.
well, he's certainly a great driver and really fast, and you have definitely shown that you have the speed to run with him. And like you said, it's just about developing a little more consistency and getting a little more experience out there. But congratulations on a good run today. You did what you needed to do and try to put the pressure on him, and you obviously a great finish for the championship for the year. Anybody you want to shout out to while we have you in here?
Yeah, just the crack racing guys. For a couple of fewer rounds, I've been in chatting with them, and I've been getting loads of tips and help from Jamie, especially since we're in the same class. But great guys to chat with, great guys to hang out with. Always there if you need help on track. So yeah, shout out to them.
All right, man. Well, we appreciate you and appreciate you coming in and chatting with us. And we congratulations again on your finish for the season. And we'll see you next season.
Thank you. See you.
All right, man.
Yep, that was Hayden Miller, who finished second in the race and finished second in the championship. Now we've got Louis waiting for us, who's also in this class. Hello, Louis. Is it Hesketh? Keith?
Hesketh.
Hesketh?
Hesketh, yeah.
Yeah, g'day. Well, Louis, finishing 7th in the race, and we'll see how that pans out in the championship, maybe 4th or 5th or something like that. But anyway, how was your race?
It was very chaotic, to be honest with you. Obviously, lap 1, 3 wide into turn 1, obviously it didn't pan out in the end. I tried back out, but obviously not much I could do. But I just had to, for the rest of the race, I just had to get my head into it and settle down, push as hard as I could. I was obviously trying to save my tyres for the last few laps. I knew I'd be in some sort of battle, so I knew I'd have to save a bit of my tyres, and then, and luckily I did. I had the perfect amount of fuel. My pit stop, I think, I had like 0.2 left on the line, so yeah, perfect amount of fuel for once, actually. But yeah, obviously it's just a shame what happened between me and William in the second to last corner. I'm not sure fully what happened there, but we'll see. And yeah.
So on that opening incident, it was you were involved in that same incident as Consabo, right?
I believe so.
Yes.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah.
Looks
yeah.
like
It was
the replay we're looking at the moment. 3 wide into
there it
turn
is.
1. It's inevitable. It's a difficult thing to say if Consavo was turning in on you, but he was trying to turn in, and then you dawed each other. You both went around on that one, and you both had a good fight back too from that one. You have to say too. Consavo ended up finishing in P5, and you end up finishing in that P7. And then what was the other moment?
Yes.
Sorry, you were talking about?
At the end of the race, I believe.
Right. Okay.
Oh yeah, it was like 2 or 3 laps before the end.
Gonna pull it up for you now, mate.
Yeah, there you
Show
go.
it up on the screen for everybody so you can explain what happened here.
Yeah, so William had slightly worse exit through that corner, and I didn't think he'd leave me as much space as I did, so I had to mount my car on the curb. Lost traction, and obviously my wheel span, losing grip, and then put me into a Max Verstappen-esque spin. Luckily, I saved it, but yeah.
Yeah, we just saw that at the moment. It's a dangerous part of the section, actually, of the track there, where Mark Webber lost it many years ago, actually. Similar on the inside there, and the drivers were a lot of your drivers were gambling using that inside quite a bit, actually, and as you said, it's got a little loosey-goosey coming out of that one. But no damage, thankfully, and you still managed to bring the car home P7.
Yeah, I had to. So obviously, me and William are battling in the championship. That's why we were so feisty. But I was on the limit of my X points, so I had to drive through. Obviously, as you see now.
Yep.
But luckily, on the last lap, William ran out of fuel, so I just sailed past him for P4. Hopefully, in the championship.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh,
actually.
yeah,
There it is. It's so he ran out of fuel. That's the reason why. Okay, that makes perfect sense. And there he is on the
Yeah, I was
inside.
contemplating pushing him across the line, but I wanted the points. So yeah.
Yeah. Well, let's hope that pans out for you. Anybody you'd like to thank there for the Project 91 Academy car?
My racing team and also my mum for the support.
Always good to thank the ones at home,
Yeah.
whether it be parents, wife, somebody's responsible.
Cats, dogs for not jumping on your lap when you're driving, stuff like that.
That's
exactly.
right.
Yeah.
That too, yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
Will you
thank
be
you,
back
everyone.
next
Thanks for next
season? Louis?
Yes, 100%. I love this car to bits. I'll never leave it.
Excellent. All right. Well, go ahead and congratulations. Thank you very much.
Thank you, everyone.
Yep. We'll see you next season.
See you next season.
All right, Jim. I wonder if you can quickly grab the boss man, Kieran Sharp. Of course, he's won his TCR championship, and
I don't see him anywhere in here at all.
I was wondering if he wanted to have a few words. We'll just send him a quick little DM. And
yeah, I would. I'm kind of surprised that Jamie didn't come in as well. They must not do a lot of interviews in this year. They're probably partying. They're probably spraying champagne and
they're down the
having
beach,
a real
man. I told
wing,
you.
Wing ding. Yeah, that's true.
Just send him a quick little DM just to see what if the boss man wants a quick chat, and of course celebrating victory.
So
there.
I have no doubt now after we had that conversation with Hayden, and he indicated how young he was. So clearly he's obviously pretty young.
Yes.
He probably had no idea when we made the Ayrton Senna reference. He probably had no idea what we were talking about.
I don't be surprised, but we do have the boss man. We do have the man. That's
there he is,
and he's won the championship, of course, for the class. And
you
TCR.
You too busy out there spraying champagne and drinking to come have a chin wag with us, or what? Yeah. So congratulations, man. That was well played race. You stayed out of trouble early. We saw you get out of it there in turn 1. You weren't going to wreck your championship in turn 1. We noticed that.
Yeah, I didn't have the best of reactions to the flag going out, but I was saving behind Tom, managed to jump them all in the pits, and
you made a nice move on the pit stop sequence there. Tom even had a faster pit stop than you, but your overall in and out and the laps that you put down in between those two really paid off for you, because when he came out, you passed him coming out of the pits, and you were, clearly in third behind those guys going in, and one place behind Tom, and you jumped him during that pit sequence. So that really put you out front there, and you kind of stayed there after that.
Yeah, I think Tom underfueled a bit because he had to save towards the end. I think that's why he dropped off a bit.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he did.
Okay.
He definitely did drop off, so that makes sense.
I think they did a fantastic job.
Questioning.
Yeah, sorry. I think he did a fantastic job there, Karen, of holding off that serious pressure that Tom applied to you, because that's the difficult thing, as you know, here around Interlagos. It's quite easy to pass. So, and people forget how even more difficult it is to defend. And you know that Tom's probably trying to force you into a mistake there, mate, because it was the only way he's going to be able to steal the championship from you. It's just beating you on track was not going to be enough. He needed you to have a bad result. How did you find that pressure that he was applying to you during the race?
I mean, I don't know I can race Tom nice and cleanly. He's not super aggressive, so I just had to avoid anything else that came. And I pitted early as well because of the Cup cars. I didn't want to have any contact with them, and I didn't really see many Cup cars at all throughout that race. So I just played it really safe in general.
Yeah, it was. But you overall, my concern was when you pitted, your pit stop was significantly faster than Klibbins, who was in first place when y'all started the pit sequence. You were 3 seconds faster than him. So at that point, I'm like, did you take enough fuel? I was a little concerned whether you had gotten enough.
Yeah, it was tight. Nick was really quick at the start, but then he didn't have the benefits of any slipstream to save. Tom, I think, he was saving a little bit, but just not enough.
So early on, you were just sitting back there trying to save a little bit of fuel to help your cause a little bit, or what?
Yeah, save tires as well. You can easily shred the tires here if you're not careful. Just played a long game.
Well, it seemed to work out for you and for the season. So, anybody you want to shout out to? Being you're the boss, you probably have a few people you'd like to thank.
Let's say at the end of every season, it's just everyone that turns up. We've got a solid grid now, a lot of regulars. There's not many incidents to go through each week. It's not too crazy. Maybe not for the M2 championship, but but this one's been nice and easy to run. Everyone's friendly to one another, respectful. No chaos or anything.
Well, let's be fair. The M2 race had more incidents on one lap than this entire race had.
Yeah, I think you're right.
But that's gonna be good fun, though. I really enjoyed that, so I think that's another great addition for the league overall. That was a fun race. So we'll let you go back to drinking your champagne now and
head to the beach, mate. What are you doing on the racetrack, mate? Right. You've got this beautiful weather in Brazil, and I'm sure you'd get down to those Brazilian beaches and celebrate with your team. So fantastic job to yourself there, and Tom, of course, and everybody else that was involved. Thank you.
Hey, you're a TSRC team guy, so my request for commentators around the world is that you guys put a stripe or something on your mirror to make these liveries, and then make us aware of what those differences are, so that we can spot the difference in these cars.
Oh, we're working on new color schemes.
And after your flying lap during qualifying, bring the car back home in an outlap.
Oh, here he goes. Here he goes.
How do you guys drive your cars back? You just pull it to the side there and just magically disappear back to the pit road, mate. This is a racing
magic.
Even the Formula One game, you have to drive back to pit road. Yeah, that's a game. Anyway,
that's a game, though. That's right.
Yeah, that's a game. All right, Kieran, thank you very much, mate. And it's a pleasure, as always, broadcasting this fantastic racing league.
Yeah, thanks for covering the season as well.
Yeah, and congratulations on a good season and your championship season and a good season overall for the league. We'll see you next season.
Yeah, see you guys later.
All right, man. Thanks.
So that will wrap up another fantastic racing league here for the top series and season 2 here at Autódromo Jose Carlos Pace here and at Interlagos.
Yes.
And, it's been the voices of myself, Dean Hopton, and Jim Cunningham. So it's a pleasure as always. Make sure you like and subscribe to both the channels, of course, that we're simultaneously broadcasting on. Thank you very much for tuning in and chiming in. Thomas Martin as well too had mentioned it's an unfortunate way for him to end the season when he got absolutely collected into turn 1 under braking, but that's racing. Unfortunately, it goes the ways of winning championships like Kieran Sharp, and unfortunately goes the ways of retirement sometime for drivers. But Jim, final words.
Yeah, no, it's a good season here. Good guys, man. And just in my short time here with talking with Kieran and some of the other guys, it's a great league, man. If you're out there watching this and you're not involved in this league, and you like this type of racing and these type of cars, get involved, man. These are good guys. Sign up, and it's always good to work with you again, my friend. And we'll get you back maybe on doing some Sunday night stuff together again.
Yes, thank you. Thank you all. Stay safe and good night.